Tell them leave me alone. Swimming in my drip, two fishes in the pond. Tell them leave me alone.
We're gonna do this one the right way. Pisces. I don't wanna know your name, cause I might just feel your pain. Might just risk my life.
I didn't make it true, playing by the rules. I come up hard, but never cool. I didn't make it true, playing by the rules. I come up hard, but never cool.
Man, we've been waiting a long time for this, baby. Red Zone in the lab. Commanders. It's time. Let's get it, homie.
Good morning.
Man, good morning.
Good
I
morning,
don't
Ray.
know, bro. I came in here, it was quiet. I thought we was having like a silent listening party or something. Well, nobody saying shit. But what's good though? How you doing? You good? It's too early for me to be rambunctious. You straight?
I can't complain, man. Just got to work, just got settled in, so I'm good.
Yo, good morning, good morning. What's the word? Yeah, it's a nice morning out here, man. On my way to work, I figure I'll hop up here for a little hot minute.
Hey, good morning, bro. Good morning to everybody in here. I know it's early, and thanks for letting me get in the mic real quick. My question to you is, bro, like, what is your personal intake on some of these practice squad guys that they released and brought back? I'm not too confident in the backup quarterbacks at all, and I've seen some decent ones that we can bring in as a third string quarterback or emergency quarterback just in case. I'm not. I know everybody probably might be cool with Mariota. I'm not too fond of him because of the injury. Because I'm like, he does get injured a lot. So if we just gotta keep my fingers crossed and pray, hope no one gets any serious injuries or anything like that. But I just wanted your intake on the receivers. Do you feel like we still need to pick up some more guys, or just your input, man?
He was fourth on the depth chart. He was fourth on the depth chart in New York. Mhm. They must really like Sam. So they must really like Sam,
He a he a vibe curator.
a vibe curator. That's crazy. Ain't nobody gonna come and grab him, boy. Stop. He's there for the jokes and refreshments.
I mean,
I,
he
th-
might be useful to like installs and stuff like that. Like he might be smart, but just can't throw.
No,
let's see
no.
here.
I tell you right now, no.
Boy, nobody's getting prepared.
I got you.
I don't think he has a mic anymore. At least on my
No,
screen. Yeah.
I was just having a conversation with a buddy of mine this morning. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm glad Sam Hartman came back on the practice squad. He can develop." And I'm like, "Develop? I mean, you either got it or you don't at this point. Like you've been here for 2 years. Like you either got it or you don't. Like the arm mechanics is something that he always struggled with even before the surgery. So And the processing thing, like processing is something that can't be taught. Again, like you either got it or you don't. And I just feel like you don't have it. So it's just like at this point you gotta move on.
I think it's just a consistency thing. Like it's just to them they might think it's just practice squad, so why not bring him back? Um, sure he could develop more. I mean, I think the last good quarterback that developed really slow was like Jordan Love. Like he developed real slow actually. So I don't know if they see like a lot of potential in him, but like for me, it doesn't move me. Like it just practice squad. Like I don't care.
A kicker. Because I don't trust the one we got. Not from what I've seen. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm,
in his previous stints, he seemed like competent with the Rams, and I think that's who he played for before us. But everything I've seen through camp reports and through preseason, like I feel even less comfortable kicking than I did last year because I at least knew with Siebert when he was healthy, like long as it wasn't long range, he was gonna make it. He just didn't have no power, but he could at least make fifth anything less than 50. Like this dude is just missing everything.
It's like a oh rinse and repeat of last year, bro. I don't like it.
I mean, like even when Gonzo was here, man. Like when Gonzo was here last year, um, like he was solid. Like him and the other guy that they brought in, like they were solid. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised they didn't bring him back in, but like I was high on Gate in the beginning, but like now I'm just like, nah, man. We need it. We at least need competition. If you're not gonna get rid of him just yet, we need another guy to come in and compete. And I just feel like they've been stagnant on that.
Nah, yeah,
You
no,
feel we
I
lost
don't
because
think
of
he
kicker
will.
last year?
What you said, Glenn?
Do you think we lost any games because of a kicker last year?
Yeah, we lost the Dallas. We lost the
Mm-hmm.
Dallas game. Um, we lost the Dallas game. We put ourselves in a tough spot in the Ravens game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, those the two. Those the two. Those the two I could think. Yeah, those the two I could think off the top of my head.
So mhm.
That part, yeah.
That's why I'm like, man, like you go out and go get Matt Prater or K York.
Did we have K last year?
I'd rather go get one of these, bring in one of these young dudes if they're going to keep Matt, because I don't think they'll cut him even if they bring in competition. Like, because it's gonna take him having like a nasty week 1 and week 2 for I think them to bring people in, and then even still it's gonna take a couple weeks for him to like get the boot out with it, just
Yeah,
because of the money invested in him.
yeah, that's what I said. K York, like K York, he 24. Just came into the league in 2022. You know, he was 11 for 9. He was 11 for 9 last season.
I mean, 9 for 11.
No,
Hey,
well,
did,
yeah, he
did,
made 9, missed
didn't
11.
he come? Didn't we kick the tires on him last year?
I think they had him. I don't know.
I think we had him in the preseason. It feel like.
Yeah, we had him here already. I don't
Um,
remember how or when we acquired, but Trey York was on our team last year.
Yeah, he
oh yeah,
lost
he
his
was.
job, I think.
He lost his job receiver.
Hey, Deuce, DT said he can't hear you on YouTube.
Yeah, he was 0 for 2. He played one game with us. He was 0 for 2. He missed the 40 to 49 and the 50 plus. But you said what? Oh yeah, yeah. He played one game with us last year. He missed two, didn't make any. He missed one 40 to 49 and 150 plus. Uh, yeah, yeah, like, yeah. Like I said, he was 9 for 11 last season with between Cincinnati and us. Um, yeah, no, he made 9. He missed 11. Well, attempted 11. So he missed two. He missed 2 out of 9.
How did you get your math together? You are making my head hurt.
No, so he attempted 11 kicks and only made 9 of them.
There we go. Yeah, he missed 2 week 1. And we got rid of him, and he made 9 more the rest of the season. I guess is what CJ saying.
His longest was a 59 yarder.
That's longer than Siebert or Gonzalez ever kicked for us.
I say bring him back. Competition wise. Then if you do, then if you don't, right?
Who did he kick for last year besides us?
Nobody.
So how did he kick 11? He kicked 11 times for us?
No, for Cincinnati. I thought you heard me earlier. I thought you heard me earlier when I said Cincinnati. My bad.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he might get hurt and not disclose that to us and blow a game-winning kick again. No, fuck that guy. Excuse my French.
Well, he was 100%. He only had one attempt at the 50 plus, and he made that one with Cincinnati.
You talking about York?
Yeah. In 2022, he attempted 750 plus and made four of them. Yeah. Nah, I'm with you, bro. Like I just want to see it. I want to see how it looks. I'm very high. I'm very high and confident on Kinlaw. I think he's going to be the factor in this run game as far as like plugging those gaps, and allowing the run Payne to move freely. Again, just like you said, Dietrich Wise, and Johnny Newton and the other guys, Von Miller as well. Like I think a lot of us keep forgetting that we have Von Miller on this roster. So like as far as like just you just gotta see it. You just gotta see how it looks, in real time.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Is that smoking?
Cool, man. Cool, cool. I, I think we're ready. I think we're as ready as we're gonna get, man. I love this roster, bro. Like the more I keep looking at it, stuff like that. I think we are ready, bro. I think just the athleticism of this offensive line is going to do wonders, man. When it comes to this run game, things are going to be mirroring off of our run game this year with pull action, going one way, pass going the opposite, pulling one way, run going the opposite. Because we was kind of good at that last year, up until a point where teams was like, okay, they're pulling from here to there, but like I said, at the beginning of the year, people were following those pullers, leaving lanes wide open on the backside. To where middle of the season towards the end, the team started to get a little bit more disciplined when we were pulling. They would just stay in their gap, and those lanes weren't there. But like I say, with the emergence of a Debo, C Rod, JCM, Jaden, I love that right now, man. So I think we ready, bro. I really do. The run defense, I feel pretty good. I know we're a lot more stout up front. I love the rotation. I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Dorrance Armstrong, Dedrick Wise, Ken Law, Payne, and then you sprinkling in a little Newton and goal line situations. You got Eddie Goldman. So I just feel like they're very stout up front. And then just the combinations of what they could do between these outside linebackers that they got listed that actually play D line. A Von Miller, Jacob Martin, and Luvu, and just what they're going to do. So this year, I think week one is a good test, man. The Giants, and I was going to say this for next week, but I'm going to say it here. We struggle against the Giants' run game because of the duo blocks, right? And I said it plenty of times. When it's a duo block, double team on one of the guys, that could be Payne or Kinlaw, who's ever singled up have to win. They have to win. And whoever getting doubled, that linebacker has to field. And I think it took us a while last year for our linebackers to field, in those holes. So if you look at the way teams were killing us last year, it was the edges of our defense. Not talking, I'm gonna say it again, not talking just defensive end. I'm just saying from defensive end, outside linebacker to the corner, we were very vulnerable. But I'm like, I think we're going to do a lot of press man this year, which puts those outside corners, closer to the line of scrimmage. So if you do try to go wide on us, we're there to cover. Now, I want to see what Aquan and Will Harris do and run fits. So yeah, that's just my main concern, them fixing run fits. But other than that, I think we're still we're so stout up front. We're going to be able to set the edge like no other, man. We got some edge setting guys this year. So that's how I feel.
I tell you what though, um, I kind of want to see another vet in the corner room. Uh, I don't want to see another vet. Um, I still got my eyes on Kendall Fuller. He had a decent season last year, and I think we can use another veteran presence in that DB room.
So like Jonathan Jones and Noah not seasoned enough for you, CJ?
I mean, yeah, but I'm not as high on Jonathan Jones. I haven't really seen him, so that kind of like worries me a little bit, even though he is like the fifth man on the depth chart. But like I want to see them. It don't even have to be a vet for real, for real. Like it's just if you bring in another guy, I would like to see that. But from what I see, from what I've been looking at, like Kendall Fuller, just looks like the best DB that's available at the moment.
That's probably our second strongest unit in my opinion.
Oh, I like our cornerback room. I feel like I feel like Slim. Like it's a strong group. A lot of it depends on the health of Marshawn, though. You know what I mean? I believe Marshawn is the key to this defense. I really do, man. If we got a healthy Marshawn for 17 games, 16 games, I'm taking that, bro. I think that could, help this defense out a lot. So I really like our room right now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my stance in the beginning was six cornerbacks in the room rather than five. I feel like cornerbacks are one of those things that you can't have too many. You can never have too many. Um, Especially on a depth chart. You know,
Oh, is that me? Or what? Do y'all hear that? It's like some. I don't know. It may be me. It's like
It's feedback. It's crazy
yeah,
feedback. The
yeah.
aliens is coming.
No, it was like like yeah. So I don't know who that was though. Nah. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. Maybe it was CJ because he dropped. Maybe it was CJ. Yeah, he was a starter. Yeah, he was a starter, and he kind of it's like all I think all of our corners now fits the. I'm sorry about that. My bag on radio. Can you hear me? Oh, okay, so I think all of our corners fit the mold of what DQ and Witt want to do, like in your face press man. And I remember times when Jonathan Jones was under Bill Belichick, depending on the matchup, he would literally like have a Gonzalez pressing, a Jonathan Jones pressing, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think they all kind of fit that mold. I believe that's what they want to do. Tear off the offensive timing with these receivers, and then let your front four get after them. You know what I mean? I think like what I think I saw Monday night when we had the coverage sack. We kind of had two. One of them was wiped away from penalties. The Deagle Wise one was wiped away from penalties. But I think we're going to have a lot of coverage sacks this year where the DBs are so sticky that quarterback got a, second, third, fourth read. And next thing you know, that should be plenty of time by the time he gets to his third read that the D tackles, these DNs should be right there in his face. So I think that's the style of defense they're looking for.
can you hear me now?
I just. Mhm, mhm, mhm. I,
I'm
I, I'm
straight.
a- I'm anxious
Yeah.
to see the rotation off the break because some people got Allegretti, as a starting right guard, and some people have, Wiley at starting right guard with Connolly at starting right tackle. But the people that got Allegretti at starting right guard, they got Wiley at starting right tackle. And I say if they do with Brandon Coleman last year, Wiley some and Connolly some, stuff like that. So I'm just anxious to see what they put out there. I like the way Chris Paul been putting stuff on film, Deuce. I really do. I like the way he been putting it on film this year. So I think they're gonna put the best five out there for now, and we just waiting for Cosme week 4. So yeah, I'm confident they're gonna put the best five out there though.
Yeah, like for the O line, like it's the same way I feel about the D line. I just gotta see how it looks for the first couple of weeks. And as you progress, you're gonna start making the rotations, based off what you see. So that's how I feel about the O line. But I think like as a whole, like I don't think we really like missing anything. I think this entire unit we just have to see for the first couple of weeks. I think, we can all agree that the kicker is one of the main things that we think, that is like actually missing. But as the roster as a whole, like I think we just gotta see how it works in the first couple of weeks.
I'm still a little concerned, just switching it up a little bit on the second level of my linebackers and pass coverage. We know Luvu not a pass cover guy. Bobby a little up there in age, but I know Bobby is smart enough to at least decipher what's coming that way and things of that nature. So yeah, that's like one of my concerns. I don't know what a Kane is going to really be like because it's still early, so early in the process. A lot of people love Cahill. You know what I mean? I don't know about his coverage. Jordan McGee, I think he's still learning. You know what I mean? So Bobby, I think that's where we may see, some safety rotation come in to help with that, to where we may have certain situations where we got three safeties on the field at once, and that's Will Harris, Quan Martin, and Percy, or Will Harris, Quan Martin, and Revo. You know what I mean? I think Tyler Owens still has a ways to go to get on the defensive side of things, but he's there for special teams. So yeah, I look at those four: Quan, Percy, Revo, and Will Harris. Like I think sometimes we may see three of them on the field at once, just for coverage. Yeah, I think you pretty nailed it with the Wiley. Like, if Wiley's out there, we're going to see a lot of chips. Even if Connolly's out there, we're going to see chips. But that's why I think, and while the ramp up happens with the Terry, with the Noah, I think the first 4 weeks or so until Cosme get back, I think we're going to see a lot of 12 and 13 personnel early on. You know, what I mean, there's going to be times where Terry may be on a breather and we in 13 personnel, which we can afford with that. Stuff like that. You know, what I mean, 12 personnel where Noah's off the field, just to ease them back in to game shape and everything. I know they got 10 days now to really ramp it up. But I think early on, I think we're going to see a lot of 12 and 13 because we look at John Bates as a glorified tackle or whatever it is, and he's going to help out a lot. And that's why I say I'm not too concerned right now, dudes. I understand what you're saying as far as the chipping and delaying to get into your route, but John Bates, he did something Saturday, and I didn't catch it until it was on film. It was like, I don't know if like you ever been around an old line coach and they trying to teach it like you got to give like that tick of a second before lay your block over. It could be either a block down, get to the next level, but it was against the Bengals where he totally cleaned the clock of I think it was Demetrius Knighton, where he literally waited at the line of scrimmage for, like I say, a tick of a second. And then he released to that level, and everything just opened up from that. So I'm looking at Bates as an addition to this offensive line, especially the first 4 weeks.
Good morning to everybody. Morning, morning, morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
What's missing with the team? If I have to really say what's actually missing, um, a lot of people will probably say a player, but I would say for the team stat, I think turnovers. I think turnovers will be a key into helping the defense maturitize and be better. Last year, I think we had at least probably like I think we had like 8 interceptions, and then we had a lot of forced fumble and fumble recoveries. But I think if we take that up a notch, that's going to help the defense and help the offense stay on the field more and producing more points. Because the way I'm going to look at this team is going to be more of now. I do think the defense will improve with some of the personnel, with like the defensive line a bit, helping stopping the run with the starting edge rushers and things like that. The linebackers is vastly improved. You got even more depth if with Kano showing out in the preseason. So, you can probably have 3 linebackers on the field when we get to these heavier packages against these 12 and 13 personnel teams that they like to use against us last year. Um, I think turnovers will be a key thing that we're going to have to keep an eye on with an improved secondary, with an improved pass rush. I mean, we were still one of the highest rushing teams in terms of pass rush, and even with blitzing. So I think that's going to be very key for to see can we find that and let not that not be missing. I will. I will.
Oh, I was about to say DT hit it on the nose. The team is missing more turnovers, but I'm gonna also have to say I still personally feel like we're vulnerable to outside stretch runs or tosses. I feel like this team still needs more speed. That just me. Just the speed and the turnovers to make the team improve. I still feel like the linebackers are downhill type of linebackers. They're not. I mean, unless Jordan McGee steps up. I just don't feel like they're good enough to get to the outside fast enough. Teams are still going to use that as a weakness against us.
And to that point, right? Speed. We all can look at Noah from last year and say, man, he played above what we all thought, right? I think Mikey, just his grit in that slot is going to help this run defense out a lot too. It's just something about Mikey, bro, that like I said, it could be just the grit. He's not scared of the moment. He tends to step up in those situations and stuff like that. So, if we're facing teams that don't really, account for their receivers to be maulers of blockers, I think Mikey could get some of those tackles on those edges, champ. Not to say you were wrong, but I do like the fact that you brought up speed, and I think the speed comes from our second level. Like I would have loved to see more speed added to that second level, like the linebacker room. So yeah, I agree with you, bro.
Does holding the point of attack from the defensive line standpoint, including the edge, does that help with the speed of the linebackers?
Yes, I think so too.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. It can. But like I said, I'm just so far. I'm just like you guys from observing the preseason and everything like that. I really wanted to see the our starters to play for at least one quarter to get a good feel of what they can bring. But it's preseason. It is what it is. It's just like if the edges have to be consistent. And I'm not too confident yet in the consistency of our ends to set the edge to slow down the outside run, and that will give the linebackers the support to come down and crash and make hits or wrap up. But if there's not no consistency there, we still.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Uh, from South Carolina.
No, no, I don't got my hand up. I don't got my hand up.
Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all feeling good this morning. Hope y'all having a good day so far. Yeah, I'm not sure if y'all guys touched on it, but yeah, I feel like the corners can help in run defense too, because I feel like um our corner room they can all tackle pretty well, in my opinion. Okay. Hey, Mike. Hey, Deuce, I think your mic is having some feedback a little bit. Maybe I don't know if anybody else heard that.
I'm so nah, I don't hear feedback.
Okay, something. Maybe I'm tripping, but okay, yeah, I know Mikey he's a dog in the run game. And I believe Marshawn Lattimore, he ain't afraid to tackle either. And I think in that small sample size, in the Patriots game with Trey Amos, they ran to his right side and he actually stopped it for no gain when the edge couldn't uh, when he couldn't release from that block. So it we all have to see a bigger sample size from these guys, but I ain't asking these guys to be like locked down or nothing like that. I just need them to complement my offense on every Sunday. That's all I'm asking for them to do. But it's interesting to see what this defense is going to be moving forward.
You said Donovan Edwards.
Oh my
Don,
bad.
Donovan Edwards, I liked him. You know, what I mean, coming out of college, he spelled Blake Corum, for a few seasons, and then he finally got his opportunity this year to be the workhorse and stuff like that. He didn't meet expectations this season, if you ask me. But the Michigan team was kind of down this year anyway. But I like his running style. You know what I mean? To me, in college, he looked like a taller back. I don't know his measurables, but when I saw him with the Jets, it's like, man, like the NFL is that much bigger than the college game. Like, so it looked like he just, you know what I mean? So it was like, he just looked regular. You know what I mean? I didn't like his number with the Jets. I think it was like number 40. Coming from 7 to 40 is like kind of nasty. But other than that, I like his running style, man. Yeah, I like his running style. I'm get him on the practice squad, develop him. He is a little shifty, great stride and runs and stuff like that, man. So this is a guy that I'm gonna keep my eye on. You know what I mean? Like not for this season, but just to see his development at this level and stuff like that. But I liked him, his at least his junior year in Michigan.
Nah, no. I just put a clip of Darius Rush at the Senior Bowl, but this is 2023.
Great. Yeah. He's a 6'2" corner. You know what I mean? Now they go that size that DQ like. You know what I mean? That he likes. He likes that tall, rangy guy. You know what I mean? But this guy has been drafted, 2022, 2023. He's been on about his fifth or sixth team right now. You know what I mean? So we gonna see. Yeah, we gonna see, man. But Adam Peters got a knack for them South Carolina dudes, man, for some reason. So yeah, he was drafted fifth round by the Colts. That was 2023. Apparently, he possibly was cut or something because the Chiefs picked him up that same season, and then the Steelers picked him up 2023, 2024. Went back to the Chiefs in 24, and then the Browns this season. So yeah, this is what 1, 2, 3. This is his fifth team because he had two stints with the Chiefs.
So you said he's from South Carolina.
Yeah, he went to the University of South
Yeah.
Carolina.
Here comes Krim Prop about how he should make
He just
the
mirrored the.
53, how he should be the quarterback 5 over Jonathan Jones.
I thought we were at 16 with Donovan Edwards in this one because we were at 14 yesterday.
When you ask that specific question, are you meaning what a player's missing, what type of player or position, or just in general? Okay, I mentioned it last night on DT's pod that I want us to add another receiver, some 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 kid that got preferably young, some kid that got some type of upside for us, just to just to take a chance on something. That's what I would do, me personally. Um,
Potential success.
potential, yeah, yeah, the Corey Brooks, yeah. Mhm. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I know the Patriots released that receiver. I forgot his name. Um,
Yeah, Jamal Baker
well, no, well, I wasn't
and
specifically
Kendrick
talk.
Bourne.
Yeah,
Kendrick
and
Bourne
Kendrick
too.
Bourne. So
I thought he was.
no, I think he is. Yeah, I think he got released. Let me
Mhm.
see. Let me see.
So my thing with that, right, Caleb? So
Yeah, he's
so we
playing.
got five now,
Yeah, they
right?
released him like probably 19 hours ago. That's what one of the Patriots reporters said. Yeah, they
Yeah,
plan
so
to
we
release him.
got five now, right? And I think the fan base, overlooks, the importance of what like just being a blocker in our room is, right? So if we take Lane and McCaffrey, which are going to be on special teams, are you looking for a guy that's just strictly receiver, or the ability to come in and play special teams on either side?
Strictly receiver.
Okay, so now that's where I get kind of like because in this offense, like in our offense, San Francisco offense, now in Chicago's offense, these receivers got a block, bro. And I understand, on certain downs, you want a guy that's going to be able to get open and stuff like that. But I feel like we got the guys that could get open. What I mean, now I'm looking at a fifth, sixth receiver. How many snaps per game is that? What I mean? So that's why I'm like, man, the top four are going to see plenty of work. The top four, and that's Lane, Terry, Debo, Noah. If something was to happen to a Noah, because history say he's only playing 12, 13 games a season. If something was to happen to Noah, I understand. But right now, he's healthy. So that's why I say I see so much 12 and 13 personnel early that it's only going to be those four that really get meaningful snaps in this offense.
I do think if something does happen to Noah, knock on wood, um, I think Jacory Brooks is going to be a guy you can slide in my opinion. Trying to get him to play on the outside and just ease him into the game. I mean, that's just me, but I mean, we got a young guy that we can develop in the future with Jalen Lane. We got to see more. His route running, his release packages. They talked about him playing the outside, so um, I mean, that's just me, but I feel like they can develop some of those guys. They can work. They can definitely work with the receivers we got in the room. I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, yeah.
Tight ends, yeah.
Eckler.
Hmm.
Yeah, they go that feedback again, dudes.
You see, yeah, that's what I heard before.
Yeah, it's dum. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
better. It's
yeah,
better.
yeah. Yeah, like if I look at this, if it's a numbers game, Terry, Debo, Noah, Zach, Eckler, that's five right there. You know what I mean? And I know we done seen stats watching football throughout this time, and where it'd be like Tom Brady hit 10 different receivers. I don't think we got that style of team. You know what I mean? We may see Jaden with 8 different receivers. You know what I mean? That could be combination of a Bates and a Snots and a Lane and things of that nature, but I think right now the core five is, the starting 3 receivers, the tight end, and Eckler. I think those guys are going to be eating in the pass game early and often and stuff like that until the lane, gets comfortable and stuff like that. So I could see the group as far as pass catchers, you know, growing, elevating throughout the season, but not so much early in the season. You don't want to see 13 early. So, mhm, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. And I'm looking at like it's a little different for us too, man. Our season lasted a lot longer than usual, so I think that could be a reason why we didn't see our starting unit as much. Because I look at Philly, I look at Baltimore, I look at Buffalo. The only team that went that far that actually got some starting work in the third preseason game was Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like they really put their starting offense and defense out there in the third preseason game to ramp up. But you got to think they got that Friday game, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So yeah, that was their ramp up and stuff. But I kind of wish that the NFL would have did us a favor, like I understand the Monday night game, and that's the Jaden effect. The ESPN wanted Jaden, and the Joe Burrow. I'll give them credit too on that Monday night for their warm up. But if our game was like Saturday or even Sunday, I think we could have got some great bump against Baltimore in the joint and stuff like that. Just to, that's another ramp up and stuff like that for the team, man. So the schedule ain't do us no favors, and I'm glad they were able to come together and say, you know what, hey man, we just gonna work in house and go out there and let these guys fight for the final 53 spots. So yeah, man, that's it. That's all.
Hey, dudes, you mentioned that you don't think that they're done with the 53. Um, I don't know. Somebody let me up here. It's you. uh, um. So I don't. So you think the 53 is not done, but to me, if it's not done, it'll be someone at the bottom of the roster. Because earlier this summer, I said when Judon was available, if they're gonna sign a veteran pass rusher, they're not gonna sign them late. They're gonna bring them in early, and so to get because I think this coaching staff and like AP, like they want chemistry to be built early. They don't want it to be like a hodgepodge, a mix and match group of talent. So, we saw what they did with Vaughn. They brought him in pretty early, even though, they have vet days off or whatever. But yeah.
Quick question, Deuce. Who do you think going to be the kick returners week 1? Because I'm struggling. I'm struggling, bro. I'm struggling.
Luke.
Hmm
I don't.
I know.
They're not
I know he's our punt returner. Jalen Lane is our punt returner.
smoke. They're not putting Eckler back there. I,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
I'm
So
I'm
that's why I say I'm
yeah. I'm
struggling
like
with it. Like,
100% sure he's not
is it
going to
is
be a
it
kick
Luke
returner.
and McNichols early? Is it um?
Yeah, chill.
I
I think it
understand.
might
I
be.
understand though, bro.
Like,
He don't got no wiggle either.
that's not true.
Nah, I mean, I
The
do
only
think
thing,
that
no, oh,
that
my
new
fault.
kickoff rule is gonna be interesting because you get a touchback here at 35 now. So
That's but so DQ spoke in one of his pressers about it was matter of fact that Saturday that they took Terry off the pup or whatever, and he spoke about the importance of the running back position in the kickoff team, make it your kick return team. You know what I mean? Like he wants, running backs back there because they, their vision and stuff like that. So, like I say, I struggle with I don't want Eckler back there. I need Eckler strictly for the offense. We saw Jeremy McNichols, but the last time we saw him, he fumbled in the NFC Championship game on a kickoff return. Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Blocker got blown up.
no, it was his fault. That was
No,
his
that's
fault.
his fault,
You
bro.
still got to hold on that ball.
That's just.
So my thing is like I think McNichols will be one, but I haven't like last camp. I could have swore like correct me if I'm wrong, dudes. Wasn't C Rod back there some days last year's camp and in the preseason games? I thought, you know what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be. Yeah, yeah. hmm So I
Hey,
wouldn't be surprised off of what DQ said if it was McNichols and C-Rob. I would not be surprised.
I would. I would be very surprised. I don't
Yeah,
think.
like
I don't
no
think C
center of
Rod.
gravity. He finds the smallest holes and make gains out of them. He's a tough guy to bring down. Like that's just that's why I say I wouldn't be surprised, bro. But right now I don't know. I don't know.
See,
I
but the
think
thing with C Rod is it would be like y'all just talked about Luke McCaffrey saying he don't have enough speed. I think C Rod is the same but different. Like he gets up to speed, but he don't have that long speed. So like 40 yards, probably 50 yards, probably gonna be his like max until he
I mean,
taps
I
out.
would take that, bro, with this
That's the
offense.
same thing with
Like
Luke.
I mean, I under. That's why I say, like, I'm not going to poo-poo on Luke. Like, I understand what we see, but there were countless times where Luke got us daggone near to the 40 last year, bro. Like countless times. So like I understand the no wiggle, the acceleration. He's a 4.3 guy, but it's like, where is it at? Is it only straight line speed with Luke? You know what I mean? So that's why I say, but go ahead, CeeLo. My fault, bro. My fault. My fault.
nah, you good. Good morning. Good morning. Um, riddle. Nah, I think your question, Deuce, about what we missing. Y'all talking about it. Maybe that's what we missing. Um, we're not putting out the best athletes in the kick return game. We kind of putting out guys that kind of has a skill set, but maybe they don't have the full body of abilities to get from 30 to the goal line or whatever the case may be. So I would guess that it would be somebody like uh, McNuggets and maybe Eckler back there because I
What?
know McNichols. Yeah, he was back there most of the year last year for kick returns.
What
And
about Debo? What about Debo? Y'all think they'll throw
yeah,
Debo out there?
Yeah,
not consistently,
I,
but
I,
Like
yeah,
I,
situational,
I really do
situational.
think it's
yeah.
gonna be probably Jalen Lane now.
For kick returns,
Oh, kick
nah.
returns. Kick returns. I mean, they could rotate people in and out. Possibly, they could rotate people. Mhm. I don't know, man.
Wait, what? You
So
say he
like,
doesn't block?
Block on kick returns. On kick returns,
Luke
Luke
do
just be
block.
run.
What you
Luke
mean?
just be running into people.
I still think it's gonna be Eckler. They got four running backs, so they got depth, a little bit of depth in running back room. So I think it's gonna be Eckler personally.
But D, so
I think it's gonna be McNichols is gonna be the primary.
hey, so CeeLo, you think on game day four of them dudes gonna be active, all four?
Only
Yes, I
if
do.
only if all four are active. That's where I could see Eckler being back there. If they not, then yeah, they gonna save him and maybe put somebody else back there. The only if all four. I don't know who you sit though, South. Who do you sit on game day?
You know
Uh,
what? The more and more I think about it, I think Bill gonna sit the first couple weeks, man.
Mm-mm,
I
mm-mm.
think so,
Bill,
bro. Like
Bill
I
not
don't know.
sitting,
It's
bro.
something about it where I'm just kind of like it's too much hype. They talking about it too much. I don't know.
nah, I
They
mean,
saving them, huh?
yeah. Why would they sit him? But like, so I, so you're not the only person that I've seen say that on the. Well, I know you didn't probably tweet it on the timeline, but yeah, somebody.
Who
Okay, yeah.
said it
So
2 days ago?
somebody said like,
Oh, did
yeah,
he?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. John Kahn was like, I could see week one the starters be well, yeah, the active running backs be Chris Rodriguez, Austin Eckler, and McNichols because they're comfortable with what McNichols does on special teams. So he kind of that was his guess of the active running backs on game day. I guess he says the team feels comfortable in what McNichols does on special teams. That's why they're probably going to activate him and put B. No, put Bill on the bench.
Good morning. Good morning. Just listening to what they've been talking about, kind of off the off season, in regards to like the kickoff. I think it may be McNichols because what they were looking at is when Eckler got hurt, it was on kickoff. So I don't know how they may use him sparingly. But I do think that we kind of started the trend of using running backs as the kickoff guys because a lot of teams were trying to, just the punt type style guys. But that play, the way it's kind of uh been constructed kind of leads, if you have running back eyes, you seem to be able to hit holes or something a little better. So I think it might be McNichols to start and they may, filter in some guys, but yeah, I think it'd be McNichols to start.
Just FYI, Eckler did go back to run kick return even after injury.
That's why I said they may use him sparingly, not like it may be situational with Eckler as opposed to all the time. When I need this one.
Question for the room though: who do y'all think will be the team's leading rusher for the season? Up in the air.
Yeah, that's truly up in the air. Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I don't. I think it's gonna be by committee this year.
One of the interesting things too about this is the offense really hasn't been together this entire offseason. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the Giants try to scout this. None of us really kind of know what it's gonna look like. We have ideas, but if you're the Giants, you like what they gonna be? What they gonna do?
Dude's 27-14. uh,
What's good? What's good? What's good? I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna think outside the box. I think it's gonna be Christian Rodriguez. Yeah, as far as those apology letters go, started writing mine for B Rob until I heard he was going to be RB2. And we know C Mac always gets hurt. So we going to see. I'm holding off on that apology letter. I might circle the block with a ha ha in your face letter, but we'll see.
hey Glenn, if B Rob can get 1,000 all-purpose yards, I'm hoping Bill can.
Yeah, Bill's a home run hitter. We saw that with that one.